happy child, happy boy, happy, always fun, always love to be happy. Joshua was a very active boy, full of energy.
Josh was this bubbly life. He had visions and belief, but he didn't have it directed. I had that energy. I had the drive, but I just didn't know where to go. I didn't have a lead in the home. I didn't have a lead in my life. I didn't have anybody to look up to. And so when you have all that energy, you can feel alone.
Very active, very smart. And I can remember, like, most of the time, when he comes home with his report sheet, they will put very brilliant but a talkative, very brilliant but distractive.
But I had a dream to be a professional footballer. I was a bench warmer in my local football club. I didn't play any matches. My parents brought me to the game and she didn't know why I went back every single time. I only played 5 minutes. I was the guy that was most likely made fun of. People laughed at me, and I would go down to the football pitch and do my own drills. I would watch Cristiano Ronaldo and watch the drills he was doing, and I would have a plastic bottle set up and I would be going in and out. And you'd be looking at that and seeing that's Josh, but like, he doesn't even play for his local club. I'm serious. And I saw so many people on that bench at me, and you could do a shot of everybody that came and left, and it's just me there happy to even get 5 minutes on, while other parents would take their kids away from the sport.
He will be persistent until he has his way. And when it comes to that soccer, he puts in everything to be the best that he can be.
I had a delusional dream internally, and I went, and I made it happen, and I signed for Longford Town. And that moment changed my life forever, because it taught me your personal dreams don't have to be anybody else's. If you believe it more enough, you can make it happen.
I didn't see that in him coming, but that moment I knew that there's something, and whatever you want to do, he will get his way. He will do it. Yeah.
Hey, my name is Warren Mulvey, and over the course of the last 3 years, I've gone from a broke college kid flipping burgers in McDonald's to now selling millions and millions of dollars online through high-ticket remote sales. Warren growing up was just that regular Irish guy.
I always strive to be as good as possible in school, at sports.
I tried Gaelic, tried soccer, tried basketball, tried athletics. I tried absolutely everything. At 15, 16, you have to start making some money. Went into flipping burgers at McDonald's, drinking each weekend.
Because we're foster parents, Warren would have grown up with social workers coming into the house quite a lot. It was something that he showed a good interest in doing. So when he finished, did his Leaving Cert or wherever, he went on to college to be a social worker.
I always knew he'd do well. I hoped he'd went to college, which he did. It was one of my aspirations in life. I never went to college, so I'd hope that one of my children would go and graduate, but that didn't happen. But anyway.
It was probably bad timing for him because COVID had just kind of, it came. He finished the first year and then he just decided it wasn't for him.
And from 17 to 19, I feel like 2 years just went like that.
Yeah, COVID came around, and I think COVID was a change for everybody. It was my last season, and I'd wanted to get a first-team contract. And COVID just took the season away. I went to university in DCU Dublin, and I went in there. I started, and I remember I could not get out of bed in the morning. I would wake up at 9, I would not go to lectures. I would stay in, and looking back, I never understood it, but that was my first battle and my first time with depression.
When he actually called me, he was on the phone and he was crying, and I knew that like something is wrong. So like just said, come home.
All the things I had dreamed of, all the work I put in, that it ended up like this. That's what it felt like. Is this all? That's it? I'm a dropout? One thing about me that I can say that I've always had from the start is, in my lowest moments is when I know that it's the time to step up. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to still have a target and a goal. I don't want to be sitting in the same place. I don't want to be stagnant. The only job that would take me is door-to-door, commission-only sales.
Yeah, I don't know what it was exactly. I just remember pretty much since I've been young, anything that I did, I wanted to be the best at. And so if I did golf, I'd be the next Tiger Woods. If I did art, I'd be the next Picasso. If I did soccer, I'd be the next Cristiano. And it was a running joke in my family that make fun of me. It's like, he just jumps to the next sport and then he tells us we're all going to be the best, or he's going to do business and he's going to buy us a bunch of houses and all this type of stuff. And to me, I was like, what are you laughing at? I'm deadly serious. So in school, I did well. sport did well too, and I always knew in the back of my head that I'd get into entrepreneurship, business, and that type of stuff, but I just didn't know a way how to get into it. And I actually did go to university, and I was working full-time, pretty much working 120 hours a week between university and full-time. And from there, developed basically chronic exhaustion from working so hard, of like trying to find something that actually motivated me.
I knew that just wasn't enough for me. You know, if you want to support a family, you want to support yourself, you want to support those around you, you have to be making more than 1,500–2,000 euros a month. And so
he initially came out to Milan. He came out here to a family. I believe he still has good links with those people here. So he got a taste in Milan.
I met him here in Italy, especially in Biella, because he went there for a couple of months. We immediately became friends because he always had this very beautiful personality.
I was living with an entrepreneurial family in Italy. I went to just go visit, and the owner of the house is like, hey, you talk about business all the time, like, why don't you do it? I never even thought about it at the time. I said, you should look out for opportunities. And just like yellow car theory, if I asked you how many cars that were yellow that you saw today, you would be like, I don't know. But then you'll start seeing yellow cars and you'll start counting them. And it's the same for me. As soon as I had somebody ask me, are you looking for the opportunity? I started to look. And I noticed one of my friends, Josh, started doing door-to-door sales like a month ago. And he was posting on his Snapchat, got a sale today, 200 euros, you know, would have made 80 euros in a night. And I'm getting to just talk to people going door to door. For me, that was crazy.
It was a lonely start. I ended up doing door to door. I started to find my feet. I found that belief. I would go home, I would watch Jeremy Minor or Jordan Belfort, I would watch, and I would come back again. And one thing about door-to-door sales, it was just like football. It was just like getting up again, going to the pitch when nobody believed. And I made myself into one of the top sales reps in the region in my first month. And that was the moment where I knew, okay, there's something here for me. I can do something. And at that time, Warren had reached out to me on Snapchat. I didn't know Warren that well. I knew him in my circle. We'd been around the same town, but we were just one of those town people. We didn't know each other. But he saw my Snapchat and he thought, man, the heck, this guy is like doing some sales things and it's working. And he left Italy and came to Ireland and came to Calvin and joined door-to-door sales. And that was when the journey began together. Because so many other people seen what I was doing at the time, but nobody joined. Most people just looked at me like, what is he doing?
And to be honest, it wasn't what we kind of wanted for him. You know, we tried to support him as best we could without kind of showing how we really felt. I felt so sorry for him at one stage. We were actually going to sell him. He was doing door to door on the alarm that's actually on our house. And I felt so sorry for him. We're actually going to upgrade our alarm so he'd get a sale. You know, that's how bad we kind of felt for him.
When I told my mom I was going into a commission-only role, let's just say she wasn't quite fully for it. It was completely fair. She didn't like it.
Knocking for a day, some days coming home, mom would ask, how did the day go? Didn't get any deals today. Went out for 12 hours, didn't make any money. Came home to disappoint your parents.
He will come back still full of energy, happy. When he opened the door, when I opened the door for him at the door, maybe around this will be around 11 or 12, and he will start to pretend as if he's selling something to me again. That reminded me when he was younger, when people come into the house to knock, you know, like maybe here come people that do door to door. Joshua always, Mommy, let them come in, let them come in. Mommy, buy it. Mommy, he loves that. Because it was Christmas time going to December, it was very cold. I was like, why will you choose to be knocking door in this cold weather? Like, who is still buying phone watch or whatever it was then? Like,
but we'd wake up again tomorrow morning, coffee in hand, introducing each other, repeating what we're learning, out again, knocking doors. It was a wild ride, and it was not glamorous. I don't even think our minds were able to see this, but we were able to feel and talk about the dreams we had. We talked them. We created the reality.
It was like 2022, November. I had a week off from door-to-door sales. And Josh at the time was starting online remote sales. He made $13K the month before. And I asked myself, fucking hell, if this guy could do who I played soccer with growing up for all of my life, why can I not do this? So we went away for a week. We were in Albufeira. We were drinking a little bit too much. And I did online sales for the first time. It was only when I was in the environment with other people going for the same goal that I was like, oh shit, I could do this as well. So even in the following January of 23, there was like 6 of us that met up in Alicante. And that was the first time I opened my mind to being like, holy shit, I need to be around people who are more ambitious than me so that I could even think bigger for myself. In Alicante with 6 other people striving to be better, we're like, holy shit, there's not really anything like this in Ireland for us. I mean, at the end of the day, I paid $3K for a coaching program that was in America. And if there was somebody in Ireland that I could look up to and say, hey, I could do the same with them, I would have paid them.
I ended up joining a bunch of stuff. I spent a bunch of money on these communities that were supposed to be great, and basically nothing came of it. But there was one thing that I found, and one person from one of these communities, they made a connection. Like, there's this person, Josh. You need to meet Josh. I think you two would get along really well. We were like, okay, wow, like same ambition, same values, different countries at the time. Let's do something together. Let's build something together and see how it goes from there.
We started AST as a free group, Telegram group. After we had built a brand, and we had already started AST before AST, we used to jump on calls with people who were interested in learning about sales.
One day we had this idea. I was like, what if we just like make a group chat? Because we kind of have like a bit of a brand on Twitter now, each personally. What if we just made it like a Telegram group chat and stuck a bunch of people in there and just taught them sales for free just to help?
We wanted to get to 100 people in that free community, and it grew over 8 months in 2023. And we would do that every 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday at 11 p.m. for free. And sometimes only 6 people were on. Welcome to the first Affinity Sales Training meeting anyways. We just wanted to come in, show our faces.
Even to this day, I don't make money from education. I make money from the sales teams that we manage. It's all been referral based. It's been word of mouth. Hey, I tried this and it worked, and you should do this too.
That's the essence of Affinity. It's not about sales. It's not about that. It's just about a place where the other person wants you to win more or equally as much as they want themselves to win. And that's a hard thing to find in a world of competition, in a world where we divide each other, where we battle, where we say it's you or me, it's my country or your country, it's my race or your race, it's me or you, it's my gender or your gender. That was the epiphany of that moment, to join that together.
I think 2024 was a combination of us realizing, hey, not only are we doing better ourselves, which by proximity made other people do well and travel, go to Marbella, go to Italy, live in other countries, other people started to train within the group as well.
Yeah, that was kind of the point where we were like, okay, maybe we should start taking this a little bit more seriously.
It wasn't just like myself, Josh, and David. There's like 15 people sharing every single day what's working well for them, what's not working.
My name is Alex Piscasio, as a lot of you know me from Affinity Sales Training. Josh has known me for a long time, and it was actually this time a year ago, before getting into sales, I kind of felt lost in terms of a sense of direction. And he came to me and said, look, like, let's work together. Let's work together, but sales aside, we focused on my mind, you know, and he helped me massively in terms of being able to get back to where I am as a person.
A very lost human being, to say the least. I was working in a factory, working 10 hours a day, waking up at 5 a.m. I was going out drinking, partying 3-4 times a week to try and cope with the frustration and the pain of not becoming a professional footballer. So I needed to go and see more of the world in order to figure out more about myself and surround myself with people who are in the same position as me, because, you know, Waterford, just like any town in Ireland, it can be very, very small-minded. I found it actually from Joshua's Instagram. I literally just DM'd him, reached out to him, told him about my story, and I was very thankful that he hopped on a call with me and got me inside of AST.
Oliver in Australia was someone that used to work in spare parts at Mercedes, and man, that feels like a long time ago. He was working a normal job and frustrated with the way certain things in the world were going, and he was ambitious, but with no sense of direction. Knew absolutely nothing about online high-ticket sales, but I said, I'll figure it out. And I was just relentless. 6 months of non-stop training, just day in, day out, every single day doing it. And the community really became my home online. I met amazing people through there that are now just genuinely my friends that I am with all across Europe all the time. And I count those blessings every day that these are the people I met and these are the people I connected with, because the growth I've seen in the time I've met them and the growth I've seen personally is just incredible.
We all met online, right? What if we could connect them in person? We could do events, can we bring this magic of this like online community to like the world as well?
I think in 2024 it became much more of a community instead of just this hub where we train sales reps.
Okay, cool. Let's run a mastermind in Milan. Let's do a ski trip in Italy. Let's do all this type of stuff.
Guys, think about what we did in the last couple of years. All the events, all the people. I mean, it's like 1,200 sales reps developed at this point.
Yeah.
And now we're in Como. What if we did like an event in Lake Como?
That would be cool.
That would be crazy.
That would be pretty sick. I think what makes it worth it will be tomorrow night, Saturday night, when there's 100 people on 2 tables, and we sit there and ask ourselves, holy shit. Over the course of the last 2 years, it's led to this point where people are flying in from all over the globe to Lake Como. It's fulfilling, very grateful.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
Who's Luke? Luke is my little brother. He is 4 years old. He is the reason why today I am not in a position where potentially I wouldn't be here. Because when I left football, I was in such a dark, emotional state, mentally, so lost. I owe him the world, and I'm going to give him the world.
It goes back to just being willing to fail. Because if I wasn't willing to say, hey, I suck at sales, whenever I came across AST and I want to make money online, I would not be here right now. And yeah, man, like AST has literally changed everything. Like it's crazy.
You're looking for more than what most people around you want. You already know that. Now it's about chasing that difference that most people aren't prepared to go towards. And keep going.
I've lived a life.
Damn, bro. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, bro.
It's fucking fresh. It's the same what you have, isn't it? Good piece, man of taste.
Much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption.
People are late. We don't have the cash that we need. We don't know where the boats are. Down there, transferring money is just about finding solutions. Everybody's happy. You won't see what went into behind it, and not even just that, but the years of hard work that went into behind making today a reality.
Much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way.
It doesn't matter who it is, they're all important. They all have a story, because everybody here, you guys got a story before anybody else knew about it. It's a family, but everybody's a part of this family, and the whole goal is how can we spread this to more people, not just special people, but to everybody.
it was my way.
Everything happens for a reason. The universe is very forgiving when you ask it specifically what you want. People go about their life and they tell themselves, hey, I kind of want to do this, or I kind of want to do that. As long as, I have this, my life is okay. I don't even think that the potential that you do have that you haven't even realized.
This is going to be the biggest community, events worldwide, people from all around the world, the best of the best leaders of industry, pretty much everything you could ever hope for in what you would need to get into business, online sales, entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you need, you'll be able to do within AST. We're going to impact millions of lives.
I would say this video didn't happen because of me or any individuals. The synergy of a group is more powerful than the talent of the individuals. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Find your tribe, find your community, do it for other people, do it together. And you're going to go to the very, very top.
For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself,